All right, hello, it's silverkyle, and today we are going to be doing a book haul video for all the books and omnibus that I've picked up for the past 2 months, as that's how long my hiatus has lasted here on YouTube. This is by far the longest break that I've ever taken ever since I started this channel, which is 13 years ago now, I believe, which is absolutely wild. But yeah, I was just way too busy in the past 2 months, both for positive and negative things going on. It was just so many changes, and I was like, okay, take a small break, or a long break actually, and focus on everything, and then you can slowly get back into the groove of things, because I know that this summer is also going to be very busy. And then in August, though, I will have some pretty big news regarding the channel as well, which I'm really excited for. We'll get to that when we get there, but a little bit of a teaser. It's going to be some pretty exciting news for me anyway. And I think it'll help the channel too. So without further ado, let's hop into all of this. And what's nice is that I have them all in, like, I haven't looked at any of these. I know what most of them are because I generally have an idea of what I ordered, but a lot of these are from pre-orders from, like, I don't know, 6 months ago, sometimes even a year ago, but I kind of still have an idea of everything that's going to be in here. I just don't know the order, which is kind of fun. All right, first one. Also, I just love these. Indigo always sends you like your receipt, I guess, kind of. And I just love using these for bookmarks because it's like a thicker paper. So anyway, let's look at the first one here. We've got Lucy Foley's The Midnight Feast. So I've read a few Lucy Foley books before. I think I've read, was it only the one that I read? The Guest List. I think that's the only one. I did enjoy that. That was a good one. I think that was regarding, if I'm not mixing things up, that had to do with a wedding that was taking place on an island, either in, like, I think it was Scotland or Ireland, somewhere around there, on a small island, and basically there's a dead body that shows up like midway through the night wedding celebrations. It's really interesting, and I don't even remember what the Midnight Feast is. Welcome to the opening weekend of the Manor, a luxury resort built on top of old secrets in an ancient forest. The founder, the husband, the mystery guest, and the kitchen help. Everyone has an agenda. Everyone has a past, but not everyone will survive. Sounds like my cup of tea. It's a thriller type mystery novel. I love that kind of stuff. This one also feels relatively light, so I'm thinking that this is a book. I'm curious. I've got a big parcel down there, and I don't know. It's not heavy, so I don't know why. Maybe it's 2 books in one. That's a possibility. This one I'm excited for. It's kind of nice. Look at these books. Whoa, that green's just popping. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading this summer, and I'm really excited. And that's something that I want to get back into, is doing reviews for books. Anyway, Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I absolutely loved Riley Sager's The House Across the Lake. That was just so my cup of tea. I also read another one from him that I did enjoy. Not as much. The Only One Left. So House Across the Lake, so freaking good. Such a good thriller type book, mystery as well. Only One Left was more of a mystery. Definitely some thriller elements too. Not as good, but a solid one. And this one I'm very much looking forward to. You know, more that neighborly type of vibe that we're getting here. And yeah, very much looking forward to this. And I just don't know what it's about. I don't remember. But pretty much anything that Riley Sager will put out, because I loved House Across the Lake so much, I'm going to get. I just absolutely loved it. So this is the one that's, no, that's not the one that's bigger. It is thicker, but I don't know what's in here. We got 3 more parcels after this. There's 2 omnibus, I know that for sure. And that's probably going to be the ending. Big book. The heck is this? Oh, I might have an idea. Is this? Yeah, it is. Cool. This is massive. This is Greg Iles' Southern Man. This has to do with Pen Cage, I believe is the character's name. This is the 7th novel in the Pen Cage series. I read the first book, and that is one of my favorite books of all time. I think that it would be in my top 10. And if not, it's definitely in the top 15, top 20. Like, has to be. That in terms of a thriller type of a thriller action book kind of thing that reminds me a little bit about The Bourne Identity. Well, in the sense of just how the author wrote, not necessarily the storyline. It's those two are not similar. It's not like a Bourne type character. Pencage is just a regular dude that's smart, has some money, used to be a lawyer, and then became I think he's a novelist. It's been a while since I read the first book there. Is he I think, yeah, he's a novelist. And then what happens is he ends up going back to his hometown, and he starts unraveling a mystery that has to do with his father to kind of try to clear his father's name. That's the first book. And then afterwards he wrote like another few books, like book 2 and 3 are kind of just a few years later for those. They don't really have anything to do with each other. And then he wrote a trilogy, apparently, which is books 4, 5, and 6 that all have to do with each other. And this is the 7th one. And what's cool about it, from what I've heard, that one of my friends loves the series. He's read all 6 books a few times, I think. And he recently just picked up The Southern Man, is that Pencage still ages. Like, he's not just, if he's, sometimes they start at like 38 or something like that, and they're 38 for like the next few years kind of thing. Like the next few books, it's like a few months later. This, I think he's actually aging as the time goes on. And I think the first book he wrote maybe 25 years ago. So Pencage is actually aging 25 years. So he's like an old man, I think, by this point in time, which is really, really cool. Because I think you can totally have some interesting stories with aging characters. I think that you don't always have to have somebody that's in their 20s or 30s or even 40s. You can still go in 50s and 60s, because it's not like people are dead by that point in time. They can still uncover truth. They can still look into things. They can still look at mysteries. To me, that's some really interesting, compelling character work that you can dive into, because that they're not as young as they used to be. They're going to look at things in a different way and use their knowledge and experience over their youth and strength. To me, that's really cool stuff. So very excited to dive into that, but I have to read books 2 to 6 first. And my original plan was to read all of those this year, but I haven't really read anything in the past 2 months, so I'm quite a bit behind on all of my reading. However, today, that's going to change. And the reason why I wanted to do this video today is because I wanted to do a book haul so I could dive into one of these books that I think is in this package right here, which is just huge. But I think it's because it's like 2 or 3 books, now that I think about it. Yep. Oh, do I start with that one? That's interesting. Okay. I could read this, and this would be a fast read, I feel. David Baldacci, who I very much enjoy. Well, I enjoyed quite a bit of his books. There was only one book that was a miss out of like 8 books that I've read so far from him. This is his latest 2024 novel, which is A Calamity of Souls. Once again, this will be like a mystery thriller type book. That's kind of what I seem to enjoy. And this is it's a little bit thicker than most of his books lately. 450 or something like that. Wow, almost 480 pages. Alrighty, this could be interesting. This right here, this book, is the reason why I want to dive into it. Although I'm looking at the other, I forgot that I ordered that one. This is what I want to be reading. And this is Douglas Preston's Extinction. I've never read anything from this author before, but to me, I think it reminded me of Jurassic Park. I'll just quickly read the synopsis here from the opening. Erebus Resort, occupying a magnificent 100,000-acre valley deep in the Colorado Rockies, offers guests the experience of viewing woolly mammoths, Irish elk, and giant ground sloths in their native habitat, brought back from extinction through the magic of genetic manipulation. Just saying, the massive sloths that they used to exist, sound creepy as hell. Like a massive, I don't know, Bigfoot, but it's a sloth. Anyway, when a billionaire's son and his new wife are kidnapped and murdered in the Erebus backcountry by what is assumed to be a gang of eco-terrorists, Colorado Bureau of Investigation agent Francis Cash partners with County Sheriff James Colcord to track down the perpetrators. As the killings mount and the valley is evacuated, Cash and Colcord must confront an ancient, intelligent, and malevolent presence at Erebus, but not on resurrection, but extinction. Bent on... Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading, apparently. kind of like somewhat Jurassic Park, but filled with a thriller mystery. And I think that you were going to have, you know, the woolly mammoths and all that kind of stuff, the Jurassic Park as the background, which is perfectly fine with me. I think that they can really create something fun with that. And the last book that I have, although we've got 2 omnibus after this, is The 3-Body Problem. I've heard so many things about this. I think that it's already on Netflix at this point in time, and I've heard some really good things about that too. I want to dive into this and see what I think, and then I'm going to check out the Netflix show afterwards. But I've heard only good things, really out there, kind of, I guess, sci-fi, I think is what it is, but it's grounded in potentially some actual ideas that are out there. Oh, and there's more. Okay, so it's a trilogy. Did not know that. Cool. So if I like it, I will pick up the other ones afterwards as well. All right, we've got 2 omnibus now. I just ripped this guy open. Darn it. All right, so we've got, losing everything here. The Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer. This is volume 2. I have volume 1, right? I believe I do. I must if I have this. Okay, so there you go. That's some nice art in the back. Kind of like what Carnage looks like. Juggernaut, Kingpin. Some really nice art. And last but not least, I think this is another omnibus. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I think it's our fellow angry green giant. Yeah. The Incredible Hulk by Byrne and Casey. So I'll definitely be doing another. Oh, this is, I know it's more modern Hulk, but I very much enjoy some of the art here. It is a little bit more cartoony, but this works for me for when it's Hulk. Cool stuff. So there you have it. That's everything that I've picked up in the past 2 months. I will say that omnibus pickups are going to be almost dry for the next little while, as I'm having to save up so much money and they are relatively expensive. Books I will still be picking up just once in a while, but I have so many books and so many omnibus that I can review, so that I think is going to be more so the focus of my channel, not so much the pickups, because that's going to be really slowing down as I really have to be saving money, and we'll get to that in August as to why I'm saving up so much money. But I'll still be picking up a few books here and there, a few video games here and there. Omnibus is almost going to slow down unless it's something, most likely Spider-Man, that just catches my eye. I mean, Mark Bagley, I canceled it. I canceled my pre-order for it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting that at some point in time because I really want that. And that's what I've been wanting for years, ever since I got into the Omnibus game. The Mark Bagley Spider-Man, that's what I grew up with. And the art is just phenomenal. It's, that it just brings back so much nostalgia. But it's not only that. I think it is more than just nostalgia. That just seems to be exactly what I want Spider-Man to look like. I've never seen Spider-Man looking better than under Mark Bagley's pen. That's it. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for waiting for so long for a new update. But here you have it. Hopefully I'm doing one of these once a week. And then maybe in September, things will be a little bit more normal and less hectic, and I can really get back into the groove of things. So thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.